How's things going? You good?
Good, man. New Year 2020.
Yeah, that's it.
Time to work more.
Yeah, that's it. End of the year to achieve those goals. How are you feeling about the start of the new year?
Feeling good, man. It's just the last few weeks been very drastic, like family, Christmas, my son's birthday, New Year.
Yeah.
So in terms of my training, I didn't really bother too much. But it's been good spending time with family, eating food, let the body just relax. And now we just
Some well-needed rest time.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, that's
different.
it. I know that feeling. So cool. So do you want to just introduce yourself? Let the guys know sort of who you are, how long you've been training, a little bit about yourself.
Alright, so for the people that don't know me, my name is ABIES, NOSA. I've been training now for 10 years and 4 months, so almost 10 and a half years. After graduating from university back in 2009 with my brother, we just moved from Luton to Mitikins, joined the gym, which was Energy Fit for Less. And then, I always wanted to train since I was a kid, like watching like Japanese anime. I've been inspired by them that when I grow up, I want to, get muscles. So when I was old enough to be able to start at the gym and train, it just happened. And then started competing in 2013. And then here we are now, long journey.
Yeah, that is a long time. So long time training is that 10 years?
10 years. I had a few breaks.
Yeah.
The first one I'd say was in 2013 when I injured my lower back. That was very hard because I got so used to training 5 to 6 days a week, and I think I was off for like a month and a half.
Yeah, that's a long time, isn't it?
Yeah, but that's not the worst one. Was before my son was born. I had 4 months of training, 2 months before he was born and 2 months after he was born, just to stay home, make sure everything is alright.
Yeah.
So that was the longest. But yeah, 10 years trying to be consistent. I have to make those progress.
That's it. So how old's your boy?
4.
4 years old.
Crazy, like, when people ask me that, I'm like, damn, he's 4 years old, It's like, I'll tell you a story, that's funny. A few days ago, I was outside and my missus sent me a text, a voice message text, and it's my son. He says something, all I heard was conversation. I was like, what is he talking about? So I messaged back, like, what is he saying? And my missus like, he said when you come back, he wants to have a conversation with you. I'm like, for what? I left the empty pack of sweet on the side of the sofa, because when he leaves his stuff on the floor, I always tell him off. So he was like, Daddy left his pack of sweet. I'm going to put it in this bin for him, but when he comes back, we're going to have a conversation. I'm like, it's like I'm speaking to your mom. It's like 2 people in the house that tell me off. Like, just stop growing up too quick, But it's crazy. It's like, it's just becoming his own little person.
Yeah. Has he started training yet?
Funny enough you say that, because my missus trains at home.
Yeah.
So he does exercise with her, like, jumping and everything. But then he sees me go to the gym all the time. So he's like, are you going to work? That's what he says. So you're going to work? I said, yeah, I'm going to work. You want to come with me? Not yet. So what he does, he has some dumbbells here. I have a video of him actually. Took the dumbbells and it's like, trying to lift them up and everything. And like, you're so proud. You're looking at like, yeah, that's my son. Man. You're going to be a beast. But yeah, I'm looking forward. If he wants to train when he's older, definitely. But I'm not going to force him.
Yeah, cool. Okay, Sam, so how did you get into competing? What sort of spurred you on? Why compete?
Compete was not part of the plan. Never that. To be honest with you, I started training because, obviously, like I said, watching anime as a kid, wanted to make gains, just wanted to look good for the girls or whatever, a young kid. It's not until 2011 that I first heard of men's physique, 2011, 2012, and that was on the bodybuilding.com website, and that was in America.
Yeah.
And when I saw the guys, back then, they were not as big and as ripped as now. And I saw them, I was like, they look like the way I look. It'd be cool for me to do something like that, but that was in America. Yeah. So I never thought that, one day I'll do this. And then one day I bought a Flex magazine, and there was an article about the first men's physique show in the UK, and they're saying if you want to take part in the next season, register, have a membership, which was the UK BFF. And I still remember, like yesterday, I showed that to my missus, to Tia. I said, what do you think? Do you think I could do it or not? And she looked at them and she's like, they're not bigger than you, which they were not smaller than me. It was the physique that was more achievable. And I was like, you know what, let me give it a go. Because it's one thing when everybody says, oh, you look good, you know, among your friend, your family, your missus or whatever. And I thought, let me see what professional judges think, you know. Because you can be the best in your gym, but everyone in UK train the same, you know.
Yeah.
So did my show, was supposed to be a one-off. Did my show, came third, and that was it. And then a few days after, I realized that was a qualifying show for a British final, which I didn't even know about.
Yeah.
And then I was like, okay, let's try and qualify for it. Then we qualified for it. Then I didn't place. Then I was like, you know what, I'm going to stop. Luckily, I didn't. And then next thing you know, we just kept rolling.
Kept on going. So what have you achieved in your sort of competing career then? So you're an Ifbb Elite Pro. What does that mean?
Basically, I got up at the professional level. So when I started 2013, that's the amateur shows. Elite Pro was not around. It was just the Pro League card, which is called now for the Mr. Olympia. So when I did my show, I didn't know about that. I didn't even know that was amateur or whatever. I just thought it was just a show. And then when I realized that, I was like, let me try and win the British title. Because when you win it, that's when you have a chance of earning your pro card, you know. And then I won my first British title in 2014, missed on the overall.
Yeah.
And the overall winner got the pro card.
Okay.
And that's when I was like, you know what? I went from doing just a show that was supposed to be a one-off to being #1 in the UK. Let me chase that pro card. And then I won the British title again in 2015. I won the Arnold Classic in 2015. They won the British title again in 2016. And by that time, I was like, if I don't get my pro card, it's never going to happen. Because, 3 years in a row, what more do you want me to do?
Yeah.
And then they finally gave me my pro card. Took the year off in 2017 just to chill with the family. And then 2018 did my first pro year. And I think if I was to stop competing today, I can say I've achieved more than what I thought I would.
Yeah, of course. If you only do one show and then at the end getting a pro card, that's a really good achievement. So, do you think you'll stay with men's physique, or do you think you would want to jump up a class, or?
To be honest with you, like the next class after men's physique that I think is like classic physique.
Yeah.
But there's a lot of men's physique that jump from one class to the other just because they think they got a bit of legs and that's it. But classic is not just about having legs. It's like you need the whole. It's classic. You know.
So overall proportions.
Exactly. And for me, I would love to do classic physique, but I have to be real with myself. I don't have the mass or the size or the density or even the muscle quality to do classic physique at the moment, you know. God knows how long I'm going to compete for, but right now, men's physique is what suits me the best. Yeah. So it wouldn't make sense for me to jump into something that I know that I'm not going to do good. Just be a waste.
That's it. Yeah, you've got plenty of strengths, haven't you? And your strength is men's physique, and you know, how old are you now? 28?
Man, I think that's a compliment, man. I'm 31, man.
Are you?
Yeah, I'm turning 32 in September this year. Okay. So
you genuinely thought you were like 27.
Hey man, you know, keep it fresh, you know, keep training, you stay young.
Training is the elixir of life.
That's it. I take that as a compliment. 28.
Cool. So let's just rewind. So first time on stage.
Yeah.
How did you feel? How did that go?
Man, I did not. Well, I always have this expectation of I want to win whatever I do.
Yeah.
So I went there telling myself, I can win. I have abs. I have this. But deep down, I didn't know how it was going to go because men's physique was new.
Yeah.
Nobody knew about the criteria. Nobody knew how to pose.
Yeah.
Nobody knew what they were looking for. Even the judges said it's new. They don't know what they're looking for.
Yeah.
So I just went there, see how it went. Came third actually, but we didn't diet. I didn't diet for that show.
Really? Okay.
I didn't believe in dieting back then.
Yeah.
You know, because the way I was looking in the mirror, I was like, what will I diet when my abs are already here?
So you would maintain that condition all year round then?
Yeah. But the thing is that the way my body is structured and the way I train, you know, I have a very, very fast metabolism. So I can just eat, train, and maintain a certain level of leanness. And back then, in 2013, nobody was as conditioned as now. You know, you could just be lean and that was it. So that's why in my mind I was like, I can do this. Yeah. So when I went there and I came third without dieting, you know, came to my, like, I kept thinking, what will happen if I actually start dieting?
Yeah.
Then my second show didn't really diet. It's not 2014 that we started dieting properly.
Okay.
And that's when the results started to come, you know. But the first time on stage, I was confident because my brother was here anyway.
Yeah.
So,
No,
No.
it's fine.
yeah, I'll let you
Yeah,
go.
no, cool, no, that's fine. Okay, so you start dieting. So the first few shows we didn't diet for.
Nah.
You just maintain condition all year
Yeah.
round. At what point did you get with a coach, or were you self-coached at that point? Or
Nah,
when did
because
you start working with someone?
it was always me and my brother from the start.
Okay.
Everything that I learned in terms of training, that's from my big brother because we started training together.
Okay.
You know.
Is this your biological brother?
Yeah.
Okay.
So 2013 we didn't really diet. 2014 because 2013, like I said, after I didn't place in the British title, I thought, you know what, that's not for me.
Yeah.
Because it was supposed to be a one-off anyway. So I was like, yeah, I can leave it. Luckily, my brother was like, nah, you need to try again. My missus was like, try again. And my brother said, this time we're going to do it properly. And what he meant by that is we're going to start dieting. So everything was from him, you know, like the rice and chicken. That's why I learned how to just eat rice and chicken.
Yeah.
No cheat meal, they just rice, chicken, rice and fish, vegetables, potatoes, you know. It was him until 2015. That's when we first both had a coach for the first time. But you know, when I won my British title, it was my brother prepped me the whole time.
So does he compete?
Yeah, he's a men's physique athlete as well. He
Okay.
took a few years off, but hopefully coming back next year. We did the Arnold Classic together.
Yeah.
We were in the same class and we took first and second.
Watching your Instagram post and what have you on that one.
So
yeah, cool. How old is he compared to you? Is he what?
I'm a few years older than me. You want to keep that on the low key.
Okay, cool. Obviously we've touched on dieting. We've touched on like getting prepped for a show, etc. How big a part do you think genetics play in your role as a physique competitor? You know, are genetics as important as it's made out to be, or is it all about hard work, dedication, etc., or is it a recipe of all that together?
I believe it's a mix of both genetic and hard work, but it's important that if someone never competed before and think, you know, I don't have the best genetic, you can still do it, you know, because someone can have the best genetic and if they don't work hard, they're not going to get nothing, you know. So for me, based on my own experience, you know, I'm the first one to say that yes, genetically, I can say that I have a certain level of blessing, if you want to put it this way. But it's not just that. It's like, you know, when I'm in the gym, you know, I train. And there's a mindset that I've learned once again from training my brothers. Like, when we're in the gym, we can laugh between sets. When we're resting, and then boom, it's just work, you know. Yeah. And especially when you have a goal that you're thinking, you know, I'll go on stage, whatever is your goal, if your goal is just to be there or to place or to win, you have to put the work in. But obviously, genetics play a role in terms of how your body will be structured. You know, for example, abs. My abs, they're quite, like, they're wavy shape. Some people have square abs. Some people have 10 abs, 10 pack. You know, you can't work on 10 pack as genetic. Yeah. You know, you can only do with what you have, but with hard work, you can go far.
You can make the best of what you've got.
Exactly.
Okay, cool. So let's talk about training splits then. So your training split is what, 5 days a week or 6 days a week?
6 days a week since last year actually.
Okay, and is it a split made by your brother or have you made it yourself?
Well,
or is it a combination?
Right now, because right now I have a coach.
Okay.
I have a new coach. So it's a new training split that I've started actually, I'd say 7 weeks ago. Okay. But I was already training 6 days a week from January last year. Yeah. But yeah, it's just a split of, you know, it's almost similar to upper lower body, but it's like day one we're doing chest and triceps. Yeah. Day two we're doing back, biceps and traps. Day 3 quads and calves. Day 4 delts and triceps. Day 5 back and biceps, and day 6 hamstrings and calves. So we do back twice, one to focus on the width,
Yep.
and the next back to focus on the thickness.
Okay.
So that's my current split at the moment.
Okay.
But my split before that, I was just doing every muscle group twice a week.
Yeah.
You know, so and I would change maybe every 4 or 5 weeks, but the exercises would stay the same.
Okay.
You know, I just change it based on how the week was going.
Yeah. Okay. And so in terms of like rep ranges or training style, obviously your split remains constant.
Yeah.
Do your rep ranges remain constant, or do you train reps in reserve, or do you do RPE, or how does it?
No, I mean, there's so many different training methods that it's just confusing. But for me, what I always work is just high volume.
Okay.
You know, when I say by high volume, anything from 8 reps to 12 reps to 15 reps. You know, even sometimes 20, depending on which exercise.
Yeah.
You know, but people always have this mindset that if I do a higher rep, I have to go lighter. It's like, for me, it doesn't make sense. Just go as heavy as you can based on the number of reps. So it's just a combination of high volume, heavy intensity, you know, do a lot of superset, drop down set, anything to just, you know, get the pump and the muscle just to grow, you know. So that's what works for me anyway.
Cool. So what's the difference between an amateur show and a pro show? I know we've got a few viewers who probably don't have any understanding on how it works, or even what a pro card is. What does a pro card enable you to do?
Yeah.
And what's the difference between a pro show and an amateur show? What?
The thing about, first of all, pro shows, all the shows in the federation are all international shows.
Okay.
So they're all abroad. So so far there haven't been any show in the UK.
Okay.
You know, they're in Europe, like Spain, France, Italy, or even America, China, you know, they've got that far. You know, that's one of the difference. So once you get that pro card, you have to be ready to travel if you want to compete.
Yeah.
And the thing is, it says in the names, like amateur, professional. So for me, the first thing that comes to my mind is the level. It's just a different level. You know, it's like, you can't compare the competition on the pro stage than the amateur stage. You know, I've done some crazy show when I was with the UK Barefoot. There's some guys that made us push each other. But then on the pro stage, it's like, wow, you know, it's just a different level. Yeah. You know, so you really have to have a mindset set up in a way that you're ready to just put the work, you know, and don't think that, oh yeah, I got next year, I got 2 years now. It's just, this is your time, just push, and just give everything you got.
So are pro shows paid? Can you
get
paid for the pro shows and you don't get paid for amateur shows, is that correct?
No, as far as I know, you don't get paid for amateur shows. What they're doing is they do like a world ranking.
Okay.
So you have to do a lot of shows, like international shows, and I think the top 3 or top 5 get like a prize. I mean, the winner get $10,000. So it's not too bad, you know. So you can get something at the end of the year, but obviously you have to invest. So you cannot just do 1 or 2 shows. Probably have to do like double figures shows, you know, to be able to rank that high, you know. So yeah.
So has having a pro card opened up doors for you during 2019?
It's funny because when I tell people I have a pro card, the first thing that comes to their mind is sponsorship.
Yeah.
You got sponsorship, you got this, you got this, you got this, and the truth is it doesn't work like that anymore. You know, it's like in this fitness industry, you don't need to compete to have the best sponsorship. Whereas maybe 20 years ago, if you have a pro card, everybody's like, the companies, you look at you like, oh, who's this new guy that got the pro card? You know, if you win the pro show, oh shit, we need that person in our team, you know. But now it's like, especially with social media, you could be a pro, but if somebody has 200,000 followers of 500,000, business-wise, it make more sense, you know.
Course, yeah.
So for me, it hasn't really opened doors in a way that I'm getting sponsored left and right and everything like that. Not really. I'll just say the opportunity to compete at the pro level, to meet guys from all around the world, you know. That's the opportunity that I had, and obviously make a name for yourself. So the more shows I win, the more maybe opportunities in the future outside of competing, you know, with your reputation that you're building. But right now, no, not really. Nothing.
Cool. Sam, so you've been training for upwards of 10 years.
Yeah.
How long do you think you'll be training for? Do you Do you think you'll keep training for the rest of your life?
Touch wood, man. I pray to God I can train forever. You know, it's like training is like I can't describe that. When I'm in the gym, it's just, you forget about everything.
Yeah.
You know, you forget that you got bills, you forget that you got stress, you forget that you got this and this because it's just an hour or 2 or 40 minutes, or even a half an hour of just you having fun with weight, improving yourself physically and mentally as well. You're clearing up everything, all the negativity. So hopefully I can train forever as long as I don't have no injuries or health issues.
Yeah.
That's the goal anyway.
And you've now got a regular training partner in the form of Jan.
Yeah.
Has that helped your training? Do you think like long term it's better for people to have a training partner, or do you feel that training by yourself is preferred sometimes?
It helped me a lot that people I can't even describe it because it's like I'm a big believer that if you cannot find or if you don't have a good training partner, it's better to train alone. You know, because if not, you're just going to slow down, just move at your own pace. But the thing is that I've trained with my brother from day one. For the first 7 years of training, it was always me and my brother training together until I moved to Wellingborough. And then 2018 was the first year that I prepped for a show that I didn't have my brother train with me. So I had to just train on my own. So that kind of builds your mentality, stronger mindset that you don't have to rely on someone all the time. Just push yourself. But once you have this mentality that you can train hard even if you're on your own, once you have somebody next to you that have the same mindset as you, your power level just double up without even you expecting it. You know, it's like, for example, Jan could be like, okay, we're going to do this weight, 10 reps, you know, and I know that if he wasn't here, sometimes I'll be struggling because no one is here to help me for the last couple of reps. Yeah. And the hype, you're hyping each other, you're pushing each other, you remind of each other goals, you know, and that helped a lot towards, I can say, the success of last season. You know, there's a big difference between what I've achieved in 2018 and what I've been achieved in 2019. There's a lot of reasons for it, but training partner play a role in that, definitely.
And then environment as well. So obviously you train down at Bodyworks Gym in Wellingborough. It's well known in the area to be one of the best gyms around. Obviously over the 10 years of training, you've probably trained at a lot of different gyms.
Yeah.
How do you feel your environment currently helps you meet those goals? Is it because of the equipment? Is it because of the atmosphere? You know, what is it about that gym that's so good?
Equipment, atmosphere, the people, the owner or the owners. The thing is that until I moved to Wellingborough, I was always a member of a commercial gym. Yeah. Like I said, our first gym was Energy, then they closed down, we moved to Banner, which is the most commercial gym you can go to, you know.
It's awful.
We only went there because they gave us a deal because we were at the previous gym. So we were like, okay, good. And then from there we went to Fit for Less because they opened and it was like $9.99 a month. I was like, you know what, cheap, it was big or whatever. Cheap, From there I went to Pure Gym because I was working there and temporarily. And then I remember before we even moved to Wellingborough, when we realized that we're moving here, we came here. I even made a video on my channel, and I went to Bodyworks. And when I looked around, I remember I told Mike that day. I said, "Man, I can see myself making some gains." And I don't think he took me seriously because we were in November, and it was like, "When you planning to join?" I said, "I'm not moving to Wellingborough till February." So you're probably thinking, hold on, it's November. This guy's coming to look at my gym. You know, maybe I thought I was someone that was just talking or whatever. But in my mind, I was like, nah, I can see myself train. Like the music they play, first of all, I can come for a back day. I know the music is going to be good, even if I don't have my headphones. Fit for Less, I can have a back day and they play some Britney Spears or, you know what I mean, Taylor Swift. I can't lift no weight, you know, it's like just that. And then the equipment and the people, you know, like you can lift heavy weight and if the weight fall on the floor, you don't have somebody shouting at you, "Oh, be careful, you have to be quiet," you know. You know, it's like
not a good environment.
Nah.
It's not the most optimal for making muscle, is it?
No, you need if someone is in an area where there's a gym like Bodyworks Gym, you know, because people think it's just a bodybuilding gym. You can go there. It's not just the big boys gym. Like everyone can go there because everyone has their own goal. You know, just go there. You see people working hard. It's going to motivate you to work even harder. You know, so. And like I said, the owner as well is like, you know, Mike is always pushing me. Even yesterday, when we trained with Jan, we were doing shoulders and I was doing lateral dumbbell raises. and I was on my rep 12, and I was ready to drop, and it was like, do 5 more, and I swear to God, my shoulders were burning. In my head, I was like, I can't do it. And then he said one thing. He said, that's why you're number 2 and he's number 1. And I was like, and Jan was like, oh shit. And I was like, let me do it. You know, but you need that kind of, you know, it's like, you know, it's not in a bad way, but it's like, I want to push you, you know, and it doesn't have to do it.
Yeah.
You know, so it helps a lot, definitely.
Yeah. Cool. So we're now into 2020 then, as we've discussed a little bit.
Yeah.
What do you want to achieve this year? Obviously, a big year, turn of the decade.
Yeah.
10 years have gone past. What is it? What's your plan for 2020? What do you want to do?
Man, there's a lot of things. You know, there's goals that I want to achieve as a competitor, which is obviously winning all the shows that I'm doing this year, including the World Championship, you know, because I went from 7th to 2nd, which is massive.
Yeah.
But it's like, you know, it's so close, you know, so it's like, I just want to be the number 1 in the world at something that I love, which is competing. Yeah. So that's, in that aspect, that's the goal. I also have goals as a personal trainer and coach, you know, like I have Jan getting ready for a show soon, so I want to push him to do better than we did last year. Yeah. I have, you know, Nigel, another guy that we train together that is getting ready for a show. I got a few guys online, you know, that wants to get in shape. So for me, as a personal trainer, I just want to make sure by the end of the year, all the guys and girls that I work with that can look back at the pictures and be like, yes, you know, and I help them. I have goals as a partner, as a father, you know, family guy, you know, you know, like we have a few goals that we want to do in terms of our business, traveling. Yeah. You know, it's going to be, I have a good feeling that it's going to be very productive and it's going to be non-stop, which, you know, when you do something that you love, it doesn't matter. You just wake up and do it. So, yeah, it's going to be a big year.
Good. Have you got a list of shows that you want to compete in this year?
No, not yet. Interesting, because it's like, this is my 2nd year that I had an off-season. In all those years of training, I never had off-season until last year. So when I saw the progress that we did by having like 6 months off-season, you know, it makes sense to try and do something similar again to make more progress. But there's one show that I'm 99% sure that I want to do because I feel like I have to, which is the Arnold Classic. You know, I'm a strong believer that if you win a big title like that, you should go back the next year to retain that title and to show that it was not a one-off, you know. Absolutely. So that's definitely something that's on my mind. There's the Arnold Classic in South Africa. But at the end of the day, it's all down to finance as well because, you know, traveling, like I said, I don't have any sponsorship or anything like this. So everything comes from our own pocket, you know. So people don't realize you invest a lot to be able to do those shows, you know, dieting, traveling, accommodation. So everything needs to be calculated properly. But my goal, I'd love to do at least 4 shows because I did 3 last year and I did 2 the year before. So if I can do 1 more, that would be perfect. And obviously try to read them more.
When was your last show? How long have you been off?
The last show was November last year.
Okay.
And then that was the World Championship.
That was that, yeah.
And then I had 2.5 or 3 weeks off of not training.
Nothing at all.
Just eating and enjoying and just, you know, because I'm prepping for 50 something weeks. I was on a diet, you know, like even my off season, like I treat my off season like prep. You know, I don't just eat anything. There's the freedom if I want to, but the approach is like it's still strict in a way. Yeah. So yeah, 2020. I don't know what shows yet, but Arnold Classic, that's definitely almost guaranteed that I'll be there for sure.
So thank you for your time today. Is there anything you want to say to the fans or anyone watching? Any sort of like last thoughts of the video that you want to send across?
Yeah, you know, 2020 is a new year. You know, like whatever your goal is, I always tell people it's like, whatever your goal is, just work for it. And if you don't achieve it by the end of this year, it's not the end of the world. You know, it's like you just don't give up and keep, you know, just keep pushing because I almost gave up on competing when I didn't place at the British Finals in 2013. And if I actually gave up, I wouldn't be here even making this video. You know, I don't even think I will have a YouTube channel. I wouldn't be able to say that I've won those shows. I wouldn't be able to say that I'm a pro, and you just need to go for it. So what is your goals in the gym, outside the gym, family goals, business, work? Just go hard, because that's what the series is all about. You just want to record the whole journey, and hopefully, even if it's just one person that we can inspire, that I can see, oh man, these guys have achieved this because they've done that much work, then that'll be perfect, So 2020, let's make this year a big year. Let's work hard. Let's enjoy life, and keep watching the series. We got many, many, many more content. And yeah, feel free to share, like, and subscribe. As I always say, I don't force anyone to do so, but if you do, I appreciate it. And thank you for watching.